So when faced with a question like what is the center and radius of the circle with this equation, x squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 6y plus 9 equals 0, that looks nothing like our nice, neat x minus h, the quantity squared, plus y minus k, the quantity squared, equals r squared. But the cool thing about numbers and the cool thing about equations is I can make them do and be what I want, because we have some very simple rules to follow. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So when we are completing the square on a circle, because we have two sets of variables, we basically do the same process twice. So we are going to add or subtract away any constant. That is the same. So I have x squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 6y, 9 is the constant, equals negative 9. Group the x and y terms, because this is going to become, you can start to see taking shape. This is going to become this part, and this will eventually become this part, and here is our radius developing. So complete the square on each variable. Add to both sides. So remember how I did x squared minus 4x plus a blank plus y squared minus 6y plus a blank is equal to negative 9, and now I have two blanks. So let's go ahead and fill this in. Half of 4 is 2, 2 squared, 2 squared. Half of 6 is 3, square it and add it to both sides, 3 squared and 3 squared. I don't have to worry about the signs because the signs are taken care of in this repacking, in this factoring process. So this becomes the base, the sign, the base, quantity squared, plus the base, the sign, the base, quantity squared, equal to, what do I have over here? I have negative 9, I have 4, I have positive 9, equals 4. This is my equation of a circle. And now I can easily see that h is 2, k is 3, r squared is 4. So my center is at 2, 3, and my radius is 2. Take the square root. After you do a couple of these, the process becomes much simpler. It's just a matter of following those steps. So let's try another one. Find the center and radius of this circle. A big ugly thing. So first step, always subtract away the constants. I'm going to group x squared minus 4x plus, we're going to add something, y squared plus 2y plus, we're going to add something. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides and give myself 2 blanks for adding. If you want to do one step at a time as far as subtracting 4 from both sides and then do the grouping, that is fine. If you want to kind of group and leave your blank and leave yourself space, that is fine. Just go through it step by step. Now the next step says take half of this term, 2, and square it. Add it to one side, add it to the other. Take half of this term, 1, square it, add it to both sides. This will automatically factor into the base, the sign, the base, quantity squared, plus the base, the sign, the base, the quantity squared, which equals, over here I have negative 4 plus 1 equals 1. And so my center is at negative is at positive 2, excuse me, negative 1, and my radius, square root of 1, is 1. One more example should serve us well before we head out on our own to try our homework. So find the center and radius of this one. Now this is a bit of a challenge problem. First of all, we have a typo, and this needs to be 48. Second of all, we have something new here, and that is that these coefficients in front of the x and y squared aren't 1. And so we need to make them 1. So the very first extra step in this challenge problem is that we need to divide everything by 4. And when we do that, we end up with x squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 6y plus 12 equals 0. Once we do that, it now looks like all of my other problems. Just a little extra challenge step. So I'm going to do my grouping and move this 12 to the other side. So I have x squared minus 4x plus something plus y squared minus 6y plus something is going to equal negative 12 plus those two values that I'm going to find. Again, half of the middle term is 2, square it, and I add it to both sides. Half the middle term is 3, and I square it, and I add it to both sides. This will factor into x minus 2, the quantity squared, base, sine, base, plus this factors into y minus 3, the quantity squared, base, sine, base, and that equals negative 12 plus 4 plus 9, it equals 1. And so my center is at 2, 3, and my radius, square root of 1, is 1. So that is the last video section for our video for section 4. Go ahead and try the quiz problems that have followed and be ready for your homework tomorrow.